Hi you guys, this is the final vlog for the Artist's Way journey with Julia Cameron, based on the epilogue and the final contract. And you know, Julia describes this journey as kind of a spiral path up a mountain, and so we come around at the same points at a higher altitude, so we can see things. It's like, I've been through this before, but we have the experience of having been there, so we have a new perspective. And it's so true. She said, particularly in the droughts, right, we can say, oh, you know, I've been through this before, I know how to navigate this. And how all growth is a spiral. You know, it's never a straight line. We always expect to have this intense velocity of transformation and to just have a clear path, and it never really works out like that. Yeah, we're climbing up to the top of the mountain. We circle back on the same views over and over at slightly different altitudes, thinking, I've been here before, and in a sense, we have been. So growth is a spiral process, doubling back on itself, reassessing and regrouping. And she says, proceed a step at a time, because, you know, sometimes there's a fog that kind of blocks our view, blocks our vision of where we're moving towards. And sometimes we have this amazing view of sights up ahead, but it's really smart and wise to focus on one step at a time, what we're doing, and making progress that way with small steps, consistent steps. She describes the Artist's Way journey as a spiritual one, a pilgrimage home to the self. And I feel like that's exactly what all of these journeys kind of are. Always coming back to the self. I think that's something we, you know, on a spiritual path, we do that over and over, don't we? We kind of come out of ourselves, chase something, and then realize, oh, home is right here. I gotta come back here, home base. Like all great journeys, it entails dangers of the trail. This process was to help you anticipate and sort through them, and to get you in touch with your inner knowing and guidance system. And I feel like that's the biggest thing it's done for me. It's I was already a very intuitive person, but I'm just trusting guidance more, in a sense that I can let things go, and I can give control over to a higher power. I wasn't doing that in so many areas of my life. And I did consider myself a person of faith, maybe not conventionally religious, but definitely always had a relationship with a higher power in my life. So that is the biggest impact it has had. Every day in the morning pages, connecting to a higher power, God, source energy, creator, connecting to that every single day, asking for guidance, you know, asking the questions. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say, and to whom? And the answers come. They really do. It starts subtly, and then you start realizing those hunches, that really dull idea, that's what it is. And so it strengthens it because you're exercising the muscle. I'm considering taking a medical intuitive class with Carolyn Neese at soundstrue.com. It's a 10-month training. I think that would be, it's mostly to use for yourself. I feel like that's the next step for me to really even develop this gift of intuition more, because I am an empath. I take on people's pain, knowing, I watched some of the previews of the training, and she talks about, you know, when there's pain in certain areas, it can only be a few things. So I think that could be very helpful. I'm also working towards building my own business with essential oils, doTERRA particularly. I have a few classes coming up If you're interested at all, please RSVP. I'll put the link in the bio to RSVP and some info, because I'd love to have you there. I'm sending out samples of oils so we can smell and experience together. I think it would be cool to have an online experience where you're actually smelling the oils as we learn their properties, how to use them, what is an essential oil, that sort of thing. And if you're ever interested in that, it's an open invitation to reach out to me with questions. And I feel like that has blossomed out of this experience as well. Just getting really in touch with what's right for me and forging ahead in that direction. Things that really resonate. Yeah, getting really clear about that. So for the contract that I signed, the project I'm going to focus on is the comedy series, the spiritual focused comedy series that I've had in my brain. I feel like it's ripening, it's ready to come out, and I wanted to take this process just so I could unblock and get that completed. And so I've committed to doing that starting April 27th. The essential oils classes are happening, and then my brother's coming home to visit. I have to do consultations right after. So I commit to starting April 27th, really focusing on that creative endeavor. And my, what does she call it in the contract itself about my creative colleague. My creative colleague is Israel Venus. I asked him, I confirmed. He said he'd do a call with me every week to check in, make sure we're doing our morning pages and our artist dates. I'm committed to doing those. The morning pages are really the main tool that has changed my life. I can't recommend that more highly. Going through this process, I can't recommend more highly. My backups are Chad Grant. Are you watching? I didn't confirm with you, but I know you'll do this with me. Also I was thinking Denise Estrada could be. I had a conversation with her, and she's still on a creative path. And there was a couple other people on the contract itself, but I can't recall. So yeah, I have options. Really great ones too. So supported. April 27th they begin exploring that series. And yeah, continuing this path for at least 90 more days of the morning pages. I can't imagine life without them at this point. They just really center my thoughts and organize my agenda for the day and what I want to intend and bring into fruition. And when I don't do them, I feel it. It feels almost like static in my brain. I feel so much more clear. There's clarity around my guidance, all of that after I've done the morning pages. You got to do them. It's incredible. She talked about how that's sort of the practice of putting things out into the world, and then the morning pages are, and then the artist dates are the practice of receptivity, receiving the experiences, the playfulness, the imagery, that we can use as fuel or inspiration for the art that we are creating. You got to receive as well as give and put out. I wanted to end with, I think we started with this. I want to end with it as well. An artist's prayer. O great Creator, we are gathered together in your name, that we may be of greater service to you and to our fellows. We offer ourselves to you as instruments. We open ourselves to your creativity in our lives. We surrender to you our old ideas. We welcome your new and more expansive ideas. We trust that you will lead us. We trust that it is safe to follow you. We know you created us and that creativity is your nature and our own. We ask you to unfold our lives according to your plan, not our low self-worth. Help us to believe that it is not too late and that we are not too small or too flawed to be healed by you and through each other and made whole. Help us to love one another, to nurture each other's unfolding, to encourage each other's growth and understand each other's fears. Help us to know that we are not alone, that we are loved and lovable. Help us to create as an act of worship to you. And that's so beautiful, right? So I want to end it with that. I was thinking of doing another journey. She has another book, I think, called The Golden Vein, I think it's called. I don't know. But I will announce whatever that is. It might be that book, it might be something else entirely. But if you had a great experience with this journey with me, please like this video. I'd love to know who's on this journey with me. Subscribe to the channel so you can get the announcement for whatever the next book journey is. And I'll also announce on social media way ahead of time. So you can follow me there. I'll put those details in the description. Yeah, subscribe to my channel. The bell icon will give you notifications. And I will see you soon. Thanks, you guys.